So many questions still left to be answered. Those answers should come in the next 4 or 5 days. And while Brady is the biggest star in Boston to go through this, he's definitely not the first. Butch Stearns gets into that.
I hope I've always tried to do the right thing out there, and who knows what the future holds.
It's hard to think about Tom Brady leaving Boston, but while it is unthinkable, it's not unprecedented. For the greatest Boston athletes of all time, there are just as many who left as the ones who stayed. Let's start with the Celtics. With 11 championships in 13 years, Bill Russell is the greatest winner in the history of team sports, and he did it all in Boston, as did Larry Bird. 3 NBA titles and 3 MVPs, and like Russell, 13 years all here. It never would have been right seeing Bird in anything but Celtic green. Also playing their entire careers as Celtics, John Havlicek, Bob Cousy, and Kevin McHale, and others. Paul Pierce, not so lucky. But while it was strange watching Pierce as a net, it also changed the Celtics' future for the better. Can we really say that if Brady leaves? The greatest Bruin of all time was shipped off to Chicago, but Bobby Orr's trade to the Blackhawks never should have happened. And after all these years, it really was just a bad dream, wasn't it? After 19 and a half seasons in Boston, Ray Bourque was sent to Colorado, but partly to win a championship, which he never did with the Bruins. Neither did Cam Neely, but he finished his career in Boston, even though it was more like his injuries finished him. Johnny Busick played all 21 seasons as a Bruin and won 2 Stanley Cups. Nobody ever thought Phil Esposito would be traded, but he was. After 9 Hall of Fame seasons as a Bruin, where he scored 459 goals, which still ranks second all-time in team history. If there's a Bruins comparison to Brady, it's probably Patrice Bergeron, a Bruin for all 16 of his NHL seasons. To see him in another uniform just wouldn't be right. Most of the greatest Red Sox finished their careers here and also started them here, like Ted Williams. While the splendid Splinter never won a championship, he also never left town. All 19 Major League seasons played at Fenway, just like Carl Yastrzemski. 23 years in Boston, and only Boston for Yaz. But like Ted, he never won it all. And neither did Jim Rice, but Jim Ed never wore anything but a Red Sox uniform his whole career. David Ortiz started elsewhere, but once he got here, Poppy did it all, winning 3 championships and playing a huge role in all of them. Hard to even remember Ortiz as a twin, but many of the greatest Red Sox never finished their careers here. There was Roger Clemens, Nomar, Pedro, and Manny. And of course, there was this guy many years ago who they later named a candy bar after, who never should have left. What was his name? And now to the Patriots. The list of great ones who finished here shorter than the ones who left. Gino, Hanna, Tippett, and Bruschi. All Patriots for life, as were Stanley Morgan, Troy Brown, and others like Matt Light. But many great Patriots finished elsewhere, like Mike Haynes, Ty Law, Richard Seymour, Mike Vrabel, Vince Wilfork, Willie McGinnis, Adam Vinatieri, Drew Bledsoe, Wes Welker, and others. Tom Brady has seen most of them come and go, which could be part of his thinking right now. But after 20 years in Boston, only Brady knows what he's thinking, whether it does mean something to only wear one uniform and play his whole career in just one town. Or does he see himself finishing elsewhere and finding out how green that other grass really is? One thing is certain, if Tom Brady leaves Boston, he won't be the first sports legend to do so.